Hello everyone and a massive welcome, or welcome back to Fallout Play Build Collect. In the last video we took a look at what Bethesda had to offer for the 25th anniversary. I think it's fair to say I was quite disappointed with Bethesda's offering. If you haven't seen the previous video, I highly recommend it. I'll leave a link to it here. And we're going to have the same format as we did in that one. I'll run through what's on offer first, and then I'll take you to some gameplay footage. We're going to have gameplay footage of what's on offer in Creation Club for sale. And then I'm also going to show some gameplay footage of the items that have been added to Fallout 76. Bethesda starts us off with Fallout 76, and this is a candy bowl with a hand in it. Terrific. I think it's fair to say this is a very minor item. The second item they're offering for free is this American-themed vintage cannon. Yeah, slightly odd item I think, but again, stay tuned to the video later on and I'll show you a little bit of footage of this thing in action, if you call it that. And we also have a bundle for Fallout 76. This bundle includes a Lincoln repeater, 5 lunchboxes, some bubblegum, and some shooting targets, and a Vault Boy portrait. I'll say nothing of that, make of that what you will. We have an update on some background art, and then eventually we get to the biggest news. Now in the last video, in the comments, many of you said, much as I did, that we was expecting something big for the 25th anniversary. Perhaps a remaster of an old game. I think the vast majority of people were expecting something like that, and were quite disappointed when we got nothing of the sort. A few people did mention that perhaps Bethesda was saving something back. Said I thought that was highly unlikely due to the fact that why would you want 3 weeks of bad press and publicity and then eventually give the people the thing they wanted in the first place. Didn't seem to make a great deal of sense. And I think what has happened here is they've listened. I think they've listened to sites like this and your guys' feedback, and they've seen how negative it was, and I think they've rushed and scrambled to come up with something. Well, the thing I said that would make the most sense was the next generation optimization. I found it staggering that we didn't have this already. Most major games have had next gen optimization for quite some time now. It's been amazing to me that a game that is made by a company owned by Microsoft didn't have optimization for Xbox Series X. I think people coming together and letting Bethesda know that this was something we really wanted as a fan base, I think they've scrambled to put something together in this announcement. Now I think we can tell that from the fact that this is saying it's coming in 2023. Still nearly 3 months away at least at the earliest. They don't say when in 2023 this is coming out. It could be Christmas next year for all we know. So it'll be interesting to see at what point during next year this comes out as to how long they've actually been working on it. But interestingly, gameplay bug fixes. Does this mean we're actually going to get an official bug fix patch finally? Now, of course, there's a lot of viewers who champion the mod scene and say we've had all this already on the mod scene. But it's nice to get it officially from Bethesda. And I'm very grateful for the hard work the mod authors put into their work and to have the unofficial patch. It would be great to have an actual official patch so somebody can just buy the game, play the game out of the box. Lots of people are just discovering the game on Xbox Ultimate, and it would be nice if they can just download the game and play it and it worked. You don't have to install mods, you don't have to go through that process. You should be able to just download the game and have it run and work, especially after 7 years of this being a massive title. That's just my opinion, and I'm really grateful eventually as a community we've got there, and Bethesda are going to bring us these bug fixes. But also in this statement, somewhat excitingly, it says bonus Creation Club content. Don't go into any details here, but I'll be very interested to see, does this mean more new content for Fallout 4? Are we finally getting new content? Now what will be interesting is this follows the previous example of Creation Club, and whether or not they just port some mods into the game, or whether or not this will actually be something made from scratch by Bethesda themselves. Now I won't get into it here in this video, but I understand there were legal issues with porting mods into Creation Club before, which is one of the reasons they stopped doing it. People correct me in the comments if I'm wrong with that, or anybody knows the real details on that, feel free to leave the comments. So this will be very interesting to see what Bethesda come up with here. What sort of content will it be? Will it be existing mods moved in, or will this be completely new content made by Bethesda? Either way, I'm really looking forward to it. My hopes for this is that Bethesda are actually going to go through the game and really make sure everything works as it should. Graphics are optimized, textures are optimized, and all of the Creation Club content works nicely in with the game. I hope that this is essentially like a soft remaster of the game. Now, of course, a lot of you say that we have a lot of content for free from the mod community. Why would we want to pay for Creation Club content? Well, we don't know what that content is, and I, for one, don't mind paying the Creation Club content when it's at a fair price, which I think a lot of it has been. And at the end of the day, Bethesda have got to pay the bills. Speaking of paying the bills, just a reminder to all those that have asked how they can support the channel, you can now do that over and Buy Me a Coffee. You do that with a one-off payment or join in a membership. And I'm very pleased to announce we have some members. I promised them all a shout out. The first is Alice Charles. Massive thank you to all the support she's given and the channel over the years. The second is Avi. Thanks to Avi. It's a new member on the channel. And the third is another long-time viewer, D. Reed. I'm very pleased to have them aboard. They've all joined on companions here and I'm extremely grateful to them. There's already an exclusive blog over there and I will be adding more content on the site as we move forward. If you feel you can help out as well, please head over to the page. There's a link on the main description. Okay, back to the action with the Creation Club, and let's have a look at what's on sale at the moment. So we have 75% off the modular military backpack. We have the CL74 rifle, also 75% off, 80% off Virtual Workshop, same as last week, and 100% off Chinese stealth armor. Yeah, that's free. So let's take a look at the military backpack first. Again, stay with me because gameplay footage of this is coming up. So this is a backpack with many different add-on pieces. You can add patches, colours, equipment, all sorts of things to it. I'm very, very fond of this. Our second offering is the CR74L combat rifle. This is a nice piece. I really like the style. I like the artwork and design on this one. I think it's a very Fallout friendly weapon, a very lore friendly Fallout weapon, this one. We have Virtual Workshop again, and this was featured in the previous video. So again, if you haven't seen my previous video, go back and take a look at that and we'll have a look at what Virtual Workshop does there. It's very, very good at 80% off, I think, at the moment. And for free, we have Chinese stealth armor. This is very nice from Bethesda to give this away for free. Again, it's not much. There's very little quest with it. We'll have a look in game footage, but you'll see the pictures here. It's just a costume, and it really isn't a particularly practical costume in a lot of ways. But we'll have a look at that in a second, so stay with me. And the final item is the Modern Furniture Workshop Pack. Again, this is free. One thing I will say with this is it really, really slowed down the build menus for me. So be a little bit cautious with this one. If this isn't something you absolutely definitely want in your game, you might be better off to give this one a miss. But again, it is free, so lots of nice content there. Something else to note is that the items from my previous video and a few items that went up on the site last week are still on sale. Just because we have new items up, it doesn't mean the old ones went anywhere. They are still there. And we also have the Settlement Ambush Kit. This is a very, very comprehensive mod. Haven't got a lot of footage of this one to show you because there's just so much to it. It will require a full video. But this is essentially a new game. It turns the settlement system into almost like a tower defense game. You get waves of enemies, you can spawn them to attack your settlements. It's like a little mini game. It really is very good. Again, for the money, 70% off at the moment. Well, we're picking that up, and some really nice new building items in there as well. So fair play to Bethesda for providing some of these items at heavily discounted prices and in some cases free of charge altogether. So as promised, let's head in game now and take a look at this backpack upgrade from Creation Club. Here's my Brother the Steel character, and this is the standard version of the backpack. It's in the grey colour, and I have a Brotherhood sticker on the back there. You can see it fits very, very nicely on the character. There's no clipping or issues with it, especially if you have combat armour on. It seems like it fits into the combat armour very, very nicely. The game gives you one of these directly into your inventory, so you haven't got to worry about crafting one. You can buy additional backpacks from most of the vendors in the game, so you can equip them onto your companions as well. In fact, you can equip them on anyone as far as I can tell so far. When we head over to the workbench, we see we have some options to customise. Straps or no straps, again depending on what kind of outfit you're wearing, this is a nice option to have. You see here there's a very wide selection of patches. Everything from the Minutemen, medic patches, police patches, Nuka-Cola, Railroad, even factions from Fallout 3 like Riley's Rangers are featured here. We also have a wide range of colours, from flat colours to camo patterns. Here we have an urban camouflage pattern with a Riley's Rangers badge and the ammo attachments. Shotgun shells, magazines and a grenade attached all around the pack. Again, very good for military based characters. This one I'm showing there is the explosives version. And I've added the sleeping bag attachment on the bottom of this one. You can see here we have grenades of all types and mines. And I've gone for the desert camo pattern. Next up we have the survival pattern. As you can see we have water bottles, cooking utensils, gas mask. Next up we have the medic bag. I've gone for a medic patch, the blue camo, and as you can see we have stim packs and medics. Now we have what they call the extra pack version. You can see there's some other zip bags added to the side and to the back. Have this in the brown colour, and we have a railroad symbol. This is excellent if you like that camping look. As you can see here, you can add it to a companion as well. Here we have my Brotherhood scribe version of Piper, and she's carrying a survival backpack. You see the backpack works extremely well with these Brotherhood outfits. Next up, we'll take a look at the CR-74 assault rifle. You can pick up this add-on straight out of the vault. You can see this character has Pip-Boy. The Pip-Boy isn't lootable, you won't get that, you will just get the gun. And another slight word of caution is that if you don't want to have an item stuck in your inventory until you complete the quest, don't pick up any other items off of her. Because she has a wedding ring and that will be in your inventory permanently until you finish the quest. So as I was saying earlier, I think this is a really excellent weapon as far as Fallout lore is concerned. It looks like a Fallout type of weapon to me. I don't like modern firearms in Fallout, and I like this one a lot. It fits in very nicely. It starts off as an automatic. As I'll show you here, you can see you've got this selector switch on the back, save and fire. The basic magazine it starts with is quite small. See the ejection pattern here is quite nice. All of the animations will work really well with it. When we get it here in the workbench, we can see the weapon close up. We have 3 options for changing the receiver. And one of those is an option to change it to 5.56 ammo. This starts off as a 45 caliber by default. You have a number of barrels, short, medium, long and enclosed. Just the 2 options for stock, standard and full stock. And just the 2 options on magazines, large magazine or drum. We have 4 options for sights, close sight, short scope, medium scope and long scope. 2 very small and minimal attachments to the barrel. And some options to add paint. So here I've put the small barrel and the short stock on the gun with a scope, just to change the look up a little bit for you. You can see the scope works quite nicely. Overall, I think this is an excellent weapon and a worthy addition to most people's arsenal. And lastly, we have the option that is free at the moment, is this Chinese stealth suit. This is a really nice model, only available in this one colour scheme, as far as I've found so far. And it is more on the sci-fi futuristic look. If you like that type of look for Fallout, this one could be for you. And the main feature with this costume is if you crouch, it acts as though you've activated the stealth boy. As far as I can tell, there doesn't seem to be a limit to this. You can't take this outfit into the workbench. There are no mods or add-ons for it. And if we have a look at the ratings for it, we see it weighs 24, which I think is fair enough, considering you would have to have some kind of battery power system for it. But slightly odd on the damage resistance is you have a massive 62 ballistic resistance, but no energy resistance. So I think that's going to limit the practicality of this suit. I'm not quite sure how many missions I'd ever take this one on, but if you're a stealth player, I'm sure you'd find some kind of use for it. As far as style, I was a big fan of, I think, what the Americans refer to as G.I. Joe. It was called Action Force here, and one of my favourite characters was Snake Eyes. And this reminded me a lot of that kind of style outfit. With this setup, it gave me really good childhood throwback vibes. Maybe it will for some of you guys as well, who are a similar age to me. So lastly, we head into Fallout 76. So look at these 2 free items. Now apparently there's going to be free items for the next few days. First one we have is this spooky candy bowl. I'm going to go to deeply into this. I'll show you it in the game in a second. And the second item is this cannon, this vintage cannon. Vault Boy on the side, Stars and Stripes pattern on the barrel, and it fires to some degree. You get this very awkward looking cloud. And here's our spooky candy bowl. Should be noted this plays a tune when you're anywhere near it, which I found very annoying and deleted it almost immediately. But I'm sure some of you like the more wild and wacky kind of stuff will quite like this. Okay, so that wraps up this offering from Bethesda for the 25th. Get down in the comments and let me know what you thought of all this. Now we're done. They've announced that this is all we're going to get. There won't be anything more coming now. This is a final update. So now we know exactly where we are with this. What do you think about this? Let me know as well what you thought about the idea of the Fallout 4 update coming. Finally, we're going to get the graphical updates. But what about what they said about bug fixes and possible new Creation Club content? What kind of form do you think that will take? Do you think they'll really go through the game and fix all of the problems? Do you think they'll put some of the cut content back in? That's something I'd be particularly interested in. It'd be really nice to see some of that cut content re-added to the game. Perhaps they'll just add some more building packs. Would you like to see some of the other vanilla assets turn up in building packs? Would you be prepared to pay for that? So as always, jump into the comments below. Let me know what you think. I really enjoy reading all your comments and getting involved in the discussions. Once again, don't forget the funding options. Buy Me a Coffee is there. Links are in the description to all the videos now. So the option is there to contribute a single amount or to join a monthly membership for those of you that have asked for that. Any donations to the channel will all go towards the running of the channel and the improvement of the channel, and you'll have my deepest gratitude. Failing that, leave a comment if you can, notify, make sure you hit that notification bell. It's very important so you know when the next video is going live so you don't miss out on anything. And perhaps check out some of the other cool content here on the channel. So until the next video, take care of yourselves and each other. Enjoy your gaming. Hope to see you in another video very shortly. Thanks for watching.